If you're looking for a cheap and affordable way to make an ant nest, look no further. In this video, I'm going to show you how to make a white tongue nest with a water tower for your ant colonies. Before I started building the nest, I first bought a white tongue block and sketched out how big I want the nest to be. I figured that 10 by 16 centimeters were enough for the colony that's going to live inside. Now that I had my guidelines, I started by cutting out the nest. While white tongue is a material that is strong enough to prevent the ants from escaping, it is also weak enough so that we can cut it out and carve an ant nest. On the second day, I started drawing the design for the nest. In the top left corner, I made sure that there was a lot of space for the water tower. I also drew an island in the middle of the nest, which would change when I started carving the nest. I used a small screwdriver to carve out the chambers and tunnels of the nest, because it was the cheapest method. After one whole day of carving the nest, this was the results. I made sure that there was a lot of different levels inside of the nest, so that the ants can feel more at home. On day 3, I washed the nest so that I can make sure that there are not any white tongue powder and chunks left behind. A very important thing to remember when you wash your nest is that you wash it only with water. This is because the white tongue will absorb the soap even when it is dry, and this will kill your ants. Now that the nest is almost done, we can start drilling the holes for the perspex lid. I firstly drilled the holes with a smaller drill bit to ensure that the bigger one doesn't crack the lid. When you drill the holes in the white tongue, make sure that you go slowly. This is because the white tongue is very soft and you can easily drill a crooked hole. Now that we can put the lid on top of the nest, we only need to paint it and add the water tower. This is how the nest looks like after I painted it. I used an acrylic environmental safe paint to ensure that the chemicals can't hurt the ants. Here is our DIY water tower. The mesh that I used is big enough so that the water dam can go through it, but ants cannot. On the outside of the nest, there is a small tube where I can insert the water for the water tower. If you want to see what ants are living inside of this nest, or watch other relaxing ant videos, visit my channel for more.